Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Brewed Thoughts podcast. It is October. It is the first weekend of October, I believe. Unless I'm
Yes.
wrong. Yes, first weekend of October. And baseball's here. We have baseball. We have the playoffs. They have started. They started on Tuesday. My beloved Red Sox went up against the Yankees. Harry, you're here with me today. Um,
Yes.
let's talk about Red Sox Yankees first. A game that we talked about, we broke down, we said what was fun, interesting, not funny, interesting watching the game is
Yeah.
the strengths of the Yankees that we talked about turned out to be their weakness in
Yeah.
the game. And the deciding factor in that game was Garrett Cole didn't have it. And
I told you, didn't I tell you
I
that was gonna come in a
realized he didn't have it in his first battle with Devers. He couldn't put Devers away. I think he was up 1-2 on Devers, and he ended up walking him. When he's on his game, when Garrett Cole's on his game, he's able to put guys away.
untouchable.
You don't really climb out of a 1-2 hole
Nope.
against Garrett Cole. And the next at bat, he gives up a 2-run shot to Xander. And that was pretty much it. The Yankees were close. It was 3-1, and then I think the play that sealed everything, the double off the wall by Stanton, who just kills the Red Sox. Stanton just he loves playing against the Red Sox in Fenway Park.
Was that the cutoff to keep
Yeah, the
from
Kike
Kike to
to
Bogarts?
Xander.
That was
What was
beautiful.
interesting was that everyone is giving Bogarts all the love, and rightfully so. He's the one that made the play, the throw.
Yeah.
But Kike getting there,
Yeah.
knowing where to be, the positioning, all of it, because Verdugo was lost. Verdugo was by the wall. Verdugo was out of the play.
Yeah.
And so, and then the Red Sox, at the end with Verdugo again, he two big hits, and the Red Sox just took care of business.
Didn't I tell you he was gonna come? I scripted it for you.
And
You're
so,
you're so stressful. You're
look,
so stressed
I'm
out.
pretty sure that Wednesday night you weren't calm, cool, and collected when Wainwright was just cruising by and the
We'll talk
Cardinals.
about that. Let's talk about Boston right now. We'll talk about that. Actually was for actually was. We'll talk about that.
And
Yeah,
so
see, I told you, man. Cole isn't the same guy. He isn't the same guy. That became a big factor. I told you, Boston's at home. Boston plays well at home, and yeah, they just made plays. You had players out there that have won before, and they know how to win. No disrespect to the Yankees, but it's a one game playoff. It's these guys. I told you, you had it under control. Like you're stressing out way too much. Like
I think,
you're
looking at the way things ended, and I wasn't the only one who felt the Yankees were favored, because the Yankees were favored by Vegas.
yeah.
So going into the last few meetings the Red Sox and Yankees had played, the Red Sox had not looked good. Everything was pointing towards the Yankees. And so, although I felt kind of optimistic just because in the playoffs we beat the Yankees,
Yeah,
and in a one game playoff anything can happen, but it,
anything.
it was it was one of those games that you play that game 10 times. This is probably one of the 3 times where Garrett Cole is not Garrett Cole.
Yeah, yeah, but he hasn't been Garrett Cole. He hasn't been Garrett Cole for the last month or so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yes, but
I
overall,
was more scared for your pitching than anything.
mhm,
I think that's kind of where I saw it. I think
yeah,
that the offense it came to play.
yeah,
They feed off the home crowd and it just enlightened them. It was
yeah.
great. It was great to see. Great to see Boston move on. Like I said, Boston is one of my favorite stadiums. I would love to travel to the World Series in Boston again and get back our 2018 championship. But I
You
love
might have
Boston.
to wait another year, maybe not this year.
Hey,
Um,
hey, hey.
we one of the things that was interesting about that game as well was that there was this like push from the broadcast to make Stanton and Judge happen, and
That's always ESPN though.
that was such a big push on them.
ESPN loves the Yankees, hates the Dodgers, hates everybody else.
And so that was very interesting because I just was like, man, like we're getting force fed these dudes. The Red Sox have guys too, the Red Sox. The way they made it seem in the opening and their preview keys to
Yeah.
the game type of stuff, it was like the Red Sox only chance of winning is if Nathan Uvalde
Oh,
has
I
a
remember
big
that.
game.
I remember
It was like, okay,
that.
because we know none of our guys can hit. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
What are we doing here? So that was very interesting and very A-Rod calling games. I must say he's good. He's good at calling games. I like it. I like it when he's
Uh,
an announcer.
let's move on. Um,
You don't like A-Rod calling games.
no,
I
I
like it. I
don't.
think he does a really good job.
He's very annoying. He doesn't know. He thinks he knows everything, even he doesn't. Nah, I don't like him.
Wow.
I like Joe Davis better.
The guy
You know who I like? John Smoltz.
John Smoltz is really good.
John Smoltz. I like John Smoltz.
Yeah.
Uh, Joe Buck is still like my.
I love Joe Buck. I don't
Uh,
understand the Joe Buck hate. I love Joe Buck. He's been my favorite guy for a long time.
I like him in football. I don't like him in baseball.
Really, I like him better in baseball, actually.
I like him in football better.
Him and Tim McCarver. I know people don't like those guys, but those guys are sick.
I like Tim McCarver.
My favorite broadcast booth guys were what's the oh my gosh, the dude, the old guy from in San Francisco. He used to do the Sunday night ESPN Sunday night games. Oh my gosh, I can't remember his name. But he also
I
had
know it's like in the tip of my tongue.
and then he used to call the games on ESPN with the guy from the Reds. Oh my gosh, what am I doing here? How do I not remember?
I don't know what you're doing there.
Anyway,
Yeah,
moving
that was a
on.
good group. That was a good group.
Yeah,
Let's see. I don't know, dude. I I can't stand I can't stand ESPN as a whole in the MLB. I don't think they belong in MLB. I like the TBS group better, even though some of the guys don't know anything. But
oh,
I
really?
like
You
them.
prefer the TBS
I like
guys?
the TBS guys better.
I like the Fox guys. The Fox guys, I think, are number one. ESPN number two.
I would say
But I
far.
don't like. I don't mind Carl Ravitch. I think Carl Ravitch is really good. I think ESPN and Fox for me are at the same level.
I rather listen to Jessica Mendoza and ESPN.
Really,
Honestly,
like
like
A-Rod.
honestly,
I like A-Rod.
I can't stand A-Rod. When I watch ESPN, I have the radio on, even though it's like delayed by a couple of seconds. I have the radio on and I have it muted down. I can't listen, and they hate too much on. They have a certain agenda that they want to put through, like you said, uh, and they're gonna shove it down your throat throughout the whole game, no matter what it is, no matter how it
I
is.
agree with you if you're talking about. I agree with you if you're talking about the analyst. Because I feel like Carl Ravitch, no, not Carl Ravitch, Buster
Is good,
Olney and Tim Kirchen, those guys. But
that's a different. I'm talking about the booth guys. These guys are
I know, but
these guys
that's
are satellite
no, but
guys.
that's what I mean. I feel like the bias that you're talking about comes from comes from those guys more so than it comes from the main guys.
Yeah, yeah.
So the guys John Miller and Joe Morgan. How do I not remember Joe Morgan's name? Shout out to Joe Morgan, the legend. Cincinnati Red legend.
I could have told you that, Joe Morgan. I thought you were talking about somebody else.
You did it.
I didn't know the other guy's name. I knew Joe Morgan.
Don't try to do that. Don't do that.
No, I did. I knew
you were as lost as I was. You're just trying to look good in front of the fans.
I had it in the tip of my tongue.
Um, but yeah, those guys were the best. Joe Morgan
I,
and
I I don't know. I just can't stand them.
really.
I have like a bias against ESPN. I
So
don't know.
you're who's your favorite? Your favorite? Like
Uh I don't think Vince Scully is my all-time favorite. Like
really?
I
Can I
I,
tell you something without you getting upset?
I probably will, but go ahead.
Can I tell you? I feel safe. We're pretty far away. You can attack me physically
Yeah, you can.
for saying this.
I know where you live.
Vince Scully is overrated, man.
You just lost about 1,000, maybe 2,000 followers out of that.
I know it. Look, I know it's not a popular opinion, and I know. I
Well,
know.
no, I'm interested to say. I'm interested to hear why do you think that?
I just think I can understand. I can see the entertainment value of like, the stories, the randomness. I understand that. I understand how that can be exciting, or not exciting, entertaining. I just think to call a baseball game, he was just not good. He was not a good guy to call a game.
I don't know about that. I disagree with you 100%.
Really, to call a game? I
Yeah.
think he was entertaining in the sense of like he would tell you a random story when the guy was like 3 years old. But to say that he called a good baseball game, I think John Miller called a way better game than him. Way better.
I've been schooling. I listened to.
I think Joe Buck calls a
I've been
better
listening.
game too.
I've been listening to this guy since I was 5, dude.
Okay, well,
I learned everything
okay,
from Vince
okay.
Scully. Everything.
My argument is this. No,
There's no argument.
There is because
there's nobody out there that can go from telling a story
no, but Vince Scully is
on the field and
nostalgia.
off. Yeah,
That's what it is.
I don't
You
know
grew
about
up with
that.
him, so therefore you like him. Therefore, it's
Nah.
Laker fans with Chick Hearn. Chick Hearn, Mike Breen is better than Chick Hearn. Marv Albert is better than
Yeah,
Chick
but
Hearn.
it's a different era that Chick Hearn was doing.
No, what do you mean? Marv Albert and Chick Hearn are in the same era.
Nah.
They came up together.
Nah.
So I just think there is.
I wouldn't say overrated. I think that's too disrespectful to say overrated.
That's too disrespect.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't say overrated. I just
Okay, he's not as good as people think he is.
Same thing. It still is the same thing. I don't. If you haven't listened to the guy,
Yeah.
I would have rather you tell me that he's a Giant fan.
Oh, come on.
And I would have been like, all right, cool. But
well, then I would sound stupid. What do you mean?
He is a Giant fan, by the way. If you didn't know that. Well, he was a Giant fan growing up, and then he went into broadcasting. I love the guy, man. I learned so much from him. Like, there's so many things I learned about players that I tell my son now. Like, hey, did you know this player did this before? He's like, how do you know that? I'm like, oh yeah, I was listening to that. The only reason I remember Fernando Tatis 2 grand slams in the game was because of him. Like, there's no ifs or buts. He's like, remember this moment. It's never gonna happen again, and it hasn't happened again.
Yeah.
I remember watching Channel 5. I was sitting down in my bedroom in Cudahy, California, 4353, apartment number 3. I was sitting in front of my TV.
Okay, look at you inviting all the stalkers to find out where you live.
And yeah, I don't live there no more. By the way, just to throw it out there. I don't know who lives there. Probably your girlfriend or something.
Mine? No.
Your exes. I don't know. No. So going back to that, but I was sitting there in my room, like watching the game. It was a random day, and yeah, I remember things like that. I remember McGuire's home run. I remember Sammy Sosa. I remember Kevin Brown. I remember all these kind of stories of these people, these players that I pass along with my son now. Like, hey, remember this? Like he plays MLB The Show. If you play MLB The Show, you see there's a lot of like older players out there, and these kids don't know who they are. They don't know who Gary Sheffield is. They don't know the path that Gary Sheffield took to get here. Things like that. Raul Mondesi, my favorite player of all time. That's my favorite player, like just hands down. I love the guy.
That's my favorite Dodger of all time.
Even though he's in jail, right now.
He's in jail.
Yeah, he's in jail.
Why?
He was laundering money, I think, in the Dominican or something
Oh,
like
there you
that.
go.
There's something going on over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't know that if you didn't have Vince Scully. Let's move on. Let's move on.
Vince Scully's the goat because he told you about Raul Mondesi's money laundering
Nah,
scheme.
nah, nah.
Um, so yeah, so I think in terms of the Red Sox Yankees, where did the Yankees go from here? I think that, because to start the season, we all felt, or I don't want to say we all felt, but a lot of people felt the Yankees were the prohibited favorite because, we didn't know about the Astros. We didn't know how they were going to come. We believed in the White Sox, but we just felt like, man, maybe they're a year away. And then when it came to the other teams, we didn't, we weren't sure. We weren't sure about the Rays because they had a brand new pitching staff. And so we just didn't know if there was going to be a hang up of the World Series loss. So the Yankees were the favorite, and they go into this series, into the season, and they wild carding out. Where do they go from here? Because changes have to be done, right?
Somewhat. I think somewhat you would have to do some, maybe bolster the bullpen a little bit more. But you still got to keep in mind that DJ LeMahieu wasn't there. You had both the Stanton and Giancarlo and Stanton, of course. Judge weren't at 100%, which that should never be an excuse.
Yeah.
But if I were the GM of the Yankees, I would trade one of the two away. I think at this point you can get some value out of either Giancarlo or you can get some value out of Judge.
Who would you trade?
Either or. I don't have a favorite.
Well,
Whoever gives me more. Whoever gives me more.
Really?
I would go get another pitcher. Go get another starter.
Yeah.
I think. I always think that the bullpen you can figure it out. That shouldn't be like I go pay $20 million to a reliever to come over here. You can. I can name guys out of the bullpen out of my team that don't even make $1 million, and they're doing some great stuff in the bullpen. So I would trade one of those two guys. I would get another starter. They do need a catcher. They do need a catcher. That's why I was always bringing up Cuba Reese.
Yeah.
Fortunately, he went to the Nationals. But they do need a catcher. They just need a reset type of build. I don't think they could like tear the house down and then rebuild it back up. I don't think we're at that point. But
So
I
you think
think
this is all cosmetics then?
yeah, little things here and there.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think.
What about Aaron Boone? What do you do with Aaron Boone? Bring him back?
Who's out there?
Does it? So that's the answer though. You keep him.
I'm saying who's out there. Like if there's nobody out there that's better than what you have now, why change him?
Yeah, but I mean, you don't know that. You don't know if there's somebody better.
So you go get Jason Tingler from the Padres and bring him over here. That's a worse situation. Just throwing out a name. That's the first thing that came out of
mind. But there's like Alex Avila. He's retiring. I think he's going to be a good major league manager.
Yeah, but he still has to go through the bench code. I think he still has to go through the process. I think especially in New York, you got to think about it. In New York,
Carlos Beltran. I don't know how people feel about Carlos Beltran, but I think he can be a good manager.
You gotta keep in mind it's New York. It's not Milwaukee. It's not Tampa Bay.
Fine. That's fine. Yeah, but if you win, you win. You can be a complete like weirdo, and if you're winning, it doesn't matter.
Gabe Kapler.
Hey, Gabe Kapler is leading.
He's a freaking joke.
I see. That's where I push back. You can't say if he's a joke because he's brought his guys together.
He's a joke. To me personally, he's a joke. You
don't win 107 games if you're a joke.
Yeah, I give that to the front office. I don't give it to him.
Come on, come on. You can't. That's so unfair. That's so unfair.
Who is the manager for the Oakland A's when they won the 20 in a row? Look it up. Since you don't know the answer.
What's the
No,
answer?
I'm just that's what I'm saying. There's
Well,
it's
who's the
a,
manager?
it's a nobody, and he's not even managing anymore.
Who's the manager?
It was what was his name? Look it up. Look it up. I don't know off the top of my head. I'm
Exactly.
just
So how are you trying to call me out when you don't even know the
no,
guy's
no, no,
name?
no, no. It's a point I'm making. Like you don't know who this guy is. Like it doesn't matter who's behind there. It's the front office. Billy Beans was the one building the whole show. That's
No.
that's my point there. That's my
Yeah, but
point.
managing matters. Managing day to
Nah,
day, it
nah,
does matter. What are you talking about? You
not
have to
a,
have somebody who's willing to talk to these guys, somebody who's willing to cast the vision.
not in this new not in this new era of baseball,
I
unfortunately.
disagree with you
Oh,
100%.
go ahead and keep it disagreeing. But it's a new era.
So you
This
think
no,
so?
I'm talking about the new era of front office. Not everybody's doing the same.
Right, but
The St. Louis Cardinals are have been the same team.
so the Giants would have just had nobody, just
You
a
could have
bunch of
nobody. Look
position
who
coaches. They would
look
have won 107 games.
look who we have.
You don't think Dave Roberts is important?
Who,
So you think if the Dodgers just had like Mark Pryor
they have
and all
talent,
the other
bro.
position? Wait, so answer. So you think if the Dodgers had nothing but position coaches,
Yeah,
no
that'd be
lead
fine.
manager, they would win 106 games?
Bob Guerin could have led him to the next level because I think
Really?
yeah, Bob Guerin and Bob Guerin is the bench coach right now. Was it 2001 or 2000? 2000, right? For the A's.
That's crazy. I'm
It,
surprised. I'm surprised you, as somebody who coaches baseball, has that opinion.
but it's a different era. It's a different era of baseball, and it's a different style of baseball. Like just an example in high school, I have an AD. AD just manages just make sure I'm doing my job. That's it. He doesn't kill. He doesn't say, "Hey, go ahead and put Jimmy at second lineup, or go ahead and put Darren at third lineup. Don't make sure you don't do this and that." He doesn't tell me anything. In youth baseball that I'm doing now, there's nobody above me. Make sure you just put in a roster out or have enough players to go play, and that's it. There's nobody above me saying you should do this, you should do that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't compare the levels of baseball. I'm saying Gabe Kapler was one of the Dodger boys. If you didn't know that, he worked in the front office back then with us with Far and Heidi, whatever his name is. He's good. He's good. I'm not gonna take credit away from him. He's one of the better guys out there, one of the smart guys.
Mhm.
But to give Gabe Kapler 100% for this, nah,
I don't think it's 100%, but I don't think it's
Oh,
zero.
his name's Arhow.
It's not 100%, but it's not 0%.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not 0%.
So our house highest moment was in Oakland. Yep. He managed Oakland. He managed the Astros. He managed the Mets for a year. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Point given.
No, but no, that is not the same thing. That is so not the same because Bruce.
Arhow won 21
I know,
games or
but you
20
can
games
say
in
the
a
same
row.
thing about Bruce Bochy.
No, Bruce Bochy is in a different. Bruce
How
Bochy,
is he in this? How?
Bruce Bochy is
He's in the same organization with the same game plan. What are you talking about?
Bruce Bochy is in a different.
Why? Why is
he did really well in San Diego. He did. He was a proven winner. You know, it's like saying Bud Black.
A proven winner?
It's like Bud Black, bro.
A proven winner? What are you talking about?
It's like Bud Black's greatest moment right now is the Angels in 2002.
Mm-hmm.
That's his moment. Pitching coach of the 2002 World Series Angels.
Yeah.
Sucks now. Can't even keep a team together.
Well, where has he gone where he's had comparable talent to that Angel team?
Yeah, but he was a pitching coach. I'm not saying that's his greatest moment.
It doesn't matter. What do you, all of this you need talent, but to bring a team together.
Yeah.
You need it.
But it's a different, like I said, St. Louis isn't built the same as LA.
But San Francisco is.
San Diego's built the same way as the Dodgers.
Then why are we blaming the manager?
On the Padres?
Yeah.
That's I don't know.
Like what? Why?
I
Why
have no
did you
idea.
say? Why did you? No, because you said I brought up Aaron Boone getting fired, and you said, well, who are you going to bring in? The guy from the Padres? And you said that's a worse situation.
But I'm saying he just got fired. He just got fired
I
from a
know, but
situation they
by
went over
your
there.
logic, he shouldn't because it's not his fault.
Yeah, but you're coming to New York after getting fired. Imagine that. Imagine the pressure
I
coming
mean,
in.
you're gonna have to come to New York some way, somehow.
You with that pressure, just getting fired
Yeah, it
from
doesn't.
nah, it
New
doesn't
York
work.
doesn't care about that. New York
Yeah,
cares about winning.
who is the losing manager that has come to over has come over to the Yankees? And who was the last one?
Losing
Joe.
manager.
Yeah, Joe Torre was good. Joe Girardi was good. He's still winning now in Philly.
I mean, winning what? A game or two? What are you talking about?
He's
What
winning.
define
He has
winning?
he has win.
Every manager is winning.
Yeah, he has a winning record. He has a winning record in Philly.
Okay, I mean, this season he has a
He's got
winning
it.
record.
He's got it. You know? I don't know. I just think they're built differently. Everything's built differently. I wouldn't spend too much time on New York here, but I think the fix is in on the field than the manager itself. I think the manager, yeah.
I think the Yankees have to tear it up.
Yeah, you think as a Boston fan. But I
No,
think
no, 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 no. As a baseball fan,
so what do
you can't make cosmetic moves.
you have to make cosmetic moves.
No, you can't make cosmetic moves for a team that hasn't done anything, hasn't proven anything.
Nobody's
I
gonna
understand cosmetic moves for certain teams. I understand certain teams doing cosmetic stuff because certain teams are just a little tweak away. But if the Dodgers don't if the Dodgers don't win, last year's World Series, you think they would have made more cosmetic moves?
Yeah.
No,
I
there's
think it
no
would have I
way.
think it would have been this year.
You made a big splash to go get Mookie Betts because that was the piece that was going to take you over the hump.
So you're solidifying my championship now?
I never discounted your championship.
Yeah, you did. You're one.
No, I didn't. But if you want to tell me that the Dodgers would have just done more cosmetic work, there's no way.
I think this year would have been the year.
There is no way because the pressure was too much. You've gotten close too much.
You have to make cosmetic moves. The reason why I say
if you're certain teams,
I'm saying
the Red Sox heading into next season will have to just make cosmetic moves. There's no pressure on this team yet to do anything. The Yankees since 2017, we've been told this team with these young guys are going to make a run, and this is the new wave of the Yankees. They're going to go to the World Series. That has not happened. But they have failed over and over again. And maybe you can chalk up 2018 to the Astros cheating or 17. But you've lost over and over again. You cannot get over the hump. You get this wounded Red Sox team with just not, the bullpen had been pitching better the last month of the season. But you go up against this Red Sox team that everybody's saying you're going to beat, and you fall on your face, just flat. You score 2 runs in the biggest game of the season.
I honestly think they go after the manager first before they blow it up.
But I think getting rid of the manager is part of blowing it up.
I don't see it in any scenario that they blow it up. I don't. The contracts are too fat. People aren't going to take it unless they release people. But
well, I mean, you're trying to get rid of one of the 2 biggest contracts on their team.
No, but you still have other. You still have Gary Sanchez. You still have LeMahieu. You still have Odor.
I think there's enough talent. I just don't think there's a manager to lead that talent.
No, but I'm saying if you're trying to blow it up, how would you blow it up? You can't release those guys. Those are one of the big. Those are the big contracts.
No. Of course not. But
blowing it up is trading people away. But you can't.
Yes, but blowing it up is also blowing up the infrastructure. Maybe not on the field you blow it up, but maybe
Kevin Cash. Cash leaves.
I think Cashman has had to leave for a while now.
Yeah, I think
it's a stale voice.
Yeah.
So I think if you're the Yankees, maybe you can't get rid of everyone, but you could do a infrastructure rebuild.
You and your infrastructure.
I mean, the infrastructure was getting the Dodgers possibly another World Series. So you can laugh at the infrastructure all you want. No infrastructure, there's no championships.
It's true.
The infrastructure is what got San Francisco to 107 games. So it's not necessarily that you got to blow up the team and get rid of everybody, but you have to set a different tone when it comes to the infrastructure of your baseball team, because baseball is not like basketball. It's not like football where you just bring in the best players, and if they're healthy, they're going to get it done. Baseball is different, and baseball is a lot harder than that. And the teams that are constantly in there, it's why, honestly, I give so much credit to the Astros. They went through so much crap the last few years, but that infrastructure is strong that they are possibly at the cusp of going to another World Series.
Could be.
And so, and that all of that is infrastructure. That's what that is. So I think the Yankees need to do some major stuff, because I don't think you can't run it back. You cannot just say, hey, we're going to bring in this guy and that guy. We're running it back. Your 2021 Yankees, here we go.
22.
Or 22 Yankees, here we go. You can't do that. So that's where we're at with the Yankees. We're going to do this for every team that gets eliminated. So we got, in terms of, as we go into the NL wild card, you were at the game. The atmosphere was crazy, at least from the TV. It looked crazy. The video you sent me was pretty cool. So Max Scherzer.
Can I be a negative Nancy before
go
you?
For it. Go for it.
So it's the game starts at what, 5:10?
Yeah, something like that.
It's 4:30. I'm going to get my boy ice cream.
Yeah.
We're sitting in the lodge section.
Mm-hmm.
I see 4 fans getting kicked out of the stadium.
Oh, wow.
4 fans.
Yeah.
This is just in my section. I don't know what's going on in other sections. 4 fans getting kicked out even before the game started.
Yeah.
What the? And it looked like the guy was drunk out of his hole.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on, LA? What's going on, LA? And then you see that video I sent you after? They trashed the whole field.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they trashed the whole field after they're stupid. Like, you go trash somebody else's field. You don't trash people, hardworking people that go back to clean up, dude. That sucks, dude. That sucks for the people. I understand you're happy, you're excited, but there's other ways than trashing the field.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get to it. That's I had to get that out of the way.
Okay, so you were at the game.
Yeah.
From your vantage perspective, so we'll start here. Max Scherzer, like Gerrit Cole, didn't have his best stuff.
Yep.
The difference between Gerrit Cole, Max Scherzer, I think because he's at home, and because he had only allowed 1 run, he was allowed to fight his way out.
Yeah.
I think Aaron Boone had no choice but to pull Gerrit Cole. But Max Scherzer gives you like 5 innings or so ish.
Yeah. I was lucky enough to sit with a guy with a brain next to me.
Nice.
I was so lucky.
Hey, I wasn't at the game.
No, this guy. shout out to David from La Mirada.
There you go, David from La Mirada. Tell him to listen to the podcast.
You made my day, dude. You made my day.
Did you tell him about the pod? How is he gonna hear about this? Look at you.
I was too
wow, so much for promoting the brand, bro.
It slipped my mind.
Wow, okay.
If I would have had a shirt, maybe I would have.
If I would have had a shirt, you were gonna wear no Brew Thoughts podcast shirt to a Dodger playoff game.
Yeah, I would have worn under or something. No, but yeah. So we were watching the game. We were in the first inning. And I think it took him like 30 pitches or 25 pitches to get out of the first inning. It took him, and we were just looking at each other through the inning, and he comes up. He's like, "Dude, this guy's not gonna last." this game's gonna go into the bullpen. I'm like, yep, this game's gonna go into the bullpen.
Mhm.
And then Wainwright went, and then Wainwright went the same way. The Dodgers had that big inning when they loaded the bases
Yeah.
and they grounded out to a double play. That's when they started getting it. I was like, oh, it's gonna go into the bullpen.
Yeah.
Yeah, they Scherzer did not have his stuff. You can tell right away he did not have his stuff at all.
Yeah.
Like it didn't seem like it was a Scherzer from the first inning. I was like, oh man, we're in trouble, dude. Like we're
It's so interesting that in the playoffs you're able to tell right away what pitcher has it, what pitcher doesn't.
oh yeah.
It's so
Yeah,
interesting. So
we're,
it's
like,
so
we're just sitting down. It's like, oh my god, it's gonna be good. But let it be known, I was good. I was actually really good throughout the whole game. I was
Mhm.
actually like, I wasn't nervous at all. I was like just watching the game and enjoying it. I think I enjoyed every second of the game.
I think that the mistake that the Cardinals made, which doesn't sound very obvious, but one of the things about the Dodgers, um, is this team has been they've been tested so much
Yeah,
that if you're gonna beat the Dodgers,
you
it's
gotta
not
put him
because
down.
you're gonna outlast them. You're not outlasting the
You
Dodgers
gotta put him down.
because the Dodgers have, from and it's not just talent because the guy who won the game is not the most talented guy in baseball, but it's about the tenacity, the perseverance, and one of the things I love about this Dodger team and the Dodger team of last year is they don't get down on themselves anymore. We talked about a few weeks months ago
Yeah.
how if game 5 of the World Series happens 2 years before, the whole team just crumbles and it falls
Or
apart.
all right, even the NLCS when
The
they go down three
NLCS,
one.
yeah, that Dodgers in 3 years ago don't climb out of a 3-1 hole. And what you get is this, like, you get this team that just will not go away. And so when it was 1-0 and then 1-1, I just like, man, the Dodgers are going to win this game because the Dodgers are built for these games. The only hope the Cardinals had, and when they took that early 1-0 lead, I'm like, okay, this is, if they can add a run here, 2 runs here, 3 runs here, and we get into
Yeah.
the 6th inning, and you get a 6-1, 6-2 type of game, the Cardinals have a chance. But I'm watching with my little brother, and it's 1-0, and he's nervous. It's his first, like, true experience as a Dodger fan, so he's
Mm,
like going through all the motions. And I'm just like, and he's like, what's it? I'm like, I think the Dodgers are gonna win. I
yeah.
just, unless the Cardinals have a big inning in one of these, and which I don't see the Dodger bullpen allowing something like that. I don't see. There's no. It's just really hard for me to imagine that Dave Roberts will allow one guy to bring the whole ship down.
I,
And
I
so,
I was telling my wife, I was like, this is gonna be a walk off. 7th inning. I called it.
yeah,
So the way I did it, and I don't know, the whole managerial here, it comes out of here. So I started counting the numbers. I started counting the players. I was
mm-hmm.
like, okay, cool. So in the 9th inning, they had lefty lefty. I was like, okay, cool. They're gonna bring their lefty in.
Yeah,
Oh no, they were gonna pinch hit. So they pinch hit Lux. They
mm-hmm.
brought in their lefty that triggered a right-handed that triggered pools, I think. Yes, it triggered pools. So I was like, oh, this is over already. I already knew once they did that switch, I was like, it's somehow over. Like this, there's no that was one of the good managerial calls I think he did that he made.
Shout out to
Uh,
Dave Roberts.
Shout out to Dave Roberts on that one. I think there's other things during the game that he shouldn't have done, but oh well, they won the game.
Yeah,
I thought it was gonna. I personally thought when the bases got loaded, that one, I believe it was the 4th inning, if I'm not
you thought
mistaken.
Dodgers were gonna break it
I
open?
was like, oh, it's broken open already. And nope.
Yeah,
Um, and then shout out to Dave again or David. Uh, he goes, oh, so it was me, David, his brother. His brother's a Cardinal fan,
okay.
and he goes, watch, Trey Turner's gonna choke on this call. on this play. He's gonna ground the double player. He's gonna do something dumb. Watch.
Your boy Trey Turner, low key,
Yeah.
ground ball,
Yeah.
ground ball machine, ground
He,
ball machine.
he did this lift.
But he's the second best baseball player in
He is.
baseball. So
No, so he brought up an interesting point. I didn't know this. It just blew my mind. Like
yeah,
when he told me, he's like, "Did you know that?" I was like, "He's like, these guys are they have players that have been in the World Series." He's like, "No, Trey Turner wasn't in the World Series that year." I was like, "Oh crap, he wasn't. He was hurt,
oh, that's right.
so he didn't play."
That's right.
So that's why I was like,
But
"Wait,
he has a ring, right? Technically,
it doesn't matter. That's
no.
he,
But I'm
he-
saying like it's
yeah,
counted
yeah,
to him as a
yeah."
World Series.
Well, that's
ring.
what I thought. I was like, "Oh, he got a ring. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
he's gonna come out clutch."
That's true. That's
And then he
true.
comes up, and then I forget his name, man. So he goes, "Nah, dude, like he didn't play. Watch, he's gonna choke right now. He's not used to this." Letting me know, ground out double play. But my emotions were like, I was good, dude. My wife was more like already, she was losing it. She's like, "I need a beer." Like, "You need a beer?" Like, first things first, I'm not getting up to go get the beer.
I
Let,
need
let's
a
let
beer.
I'm like, listen, let's get that out of the way first. I'm not getting up to go get. So I had to go to the restroom since the seventh inning. I held it all the way to the end of the game. I'm like, I ain't getting up. I'm like, I sat in my seat. I have my what I usually do. I eat before the game starts, and then we sit down in our seat. And if we need anything, we say, "Hey, I need something over here," and they bring it. Or
Yeah.
not they bring it, but the concession people, the ones that are walking around.
Right.
But I ain't getting up. Um, but yeah, dude, I think some flaws came out of this game from the Dodgers. I think there's some things to be scared of, but I think there's a lot more positive
You
that came
think
out of it.
so?
I think
Interesting.
I think offensively they're still missing. They are missing Max Muncy. I think they're missing that guy that can take pitches, that can set the tone.
Oh, I see.
I think they
I
were
see.
how I felt they were doing. I think they were chasing a lot. They were chasing a lot of bad pitches. The
Bellinger looked good.
from my vantage, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
My vantage point, the umpire looked like he was really tightening up the zone. The zone was really, really tight. I wasn't watching it on TV, but I was watching it from
Really tight.
yeah. So
Really tight.
I think that became a factor in the game too.
Yeah.
The really, really tight strike zone. Was it that bad? I didn't even go
Yeah.
rewatch the game.
Yeah, it was really tight.
Like he was missing by inches, he'll call it a ball, or
Yeah.
missing by okay.
Mhm.
So then I was seeing it right. Yeah. Bellinger really had a really good game. Like I can say, I'm not gonna say he's back. I think he had one of his better games of the season. He had a couple of walks. He got
You and I both talked about this. The guy shows up in October.
So far.
No,
I know, let's not get too ahead of ourselves.
No. But it's not like this is his first rodeo. He has a good. We've seen enough of Bellinger in the playoffs, enough seasons, enough games for us to say he's a good playoff performer. Jock Peterson, the same thing. Like these guys are just
for this.
Good, and I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying he's gonna turn back the clock. We're getting the MVP Bellinger, although I believe that guy is still there. I believe he's still.
It's still in him. It's just.
But yeah, I wasn't that surprised about Bellinger.
2 walks, 2 stolen bases.
Yeah, he was good. He was smart. He played like a veteran. He played like a guy that the game had slowed down for him.
And then JT, Redtober, I told you he was going to come in.
Yeah.
The only one surprised me was Seager. Seager had a little off game. Like he wasn't.
Yeah. Well, Seager waits until later in the postseason.
Well, maybe because his agent was behind him. That's probably what it was. With sitting down with the homie Juan Soto.
Exactly. That was cool. How cool was that?
That
How
was
cool
badass.
was that? That was sick.
So
shout out to Juan Soto and it was the agent, right? Or the coach,
Scott Boras. Yeah, no, Scott Boras. Well, it was I think it was the coach, and I think it was Scott Boras is the one that got him the tickets.
Right.
That was his section.
That was so awesome to see. That was one of the coolest things, just to see, and then just their interaction after. Juan Soto on Twitter put like, "Man, so this is how home runs look from the stands. That's fun."
Yeah. S-
So that was awesome. That was a cool little thing.
So he came on the big screen a couple of
Oh, they showed
times.
him.
They showed him. He
Nice.
did a post game interview with the Dodgers,
Oh,
which
did
is
they did how did the Dodger fans react to Juan Soto?
they're good. Well, they
Okay.
started booing him because he. So what happened? He came out and he has Washington jersey on.
Yeah, of course.
So they started booing him. They're like, "Boo, whatever." And then he turned around and then he was wearing the Trey Turner, so they started cheering him again.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, well,
then
imagine if he's wearing a Dodger,
he can.
the Nationals burn. The
Yeah,
city of Washington just burns.
yeah. So that was really really cool. I didn't think a relationship in baseball was that tight as these guys.
Yeah,
I guess the Nationals were really really tight. I guess that's why they won it.
yeah,
I never would have. I think this is the first player that's ever gone to somebody else's game that is not retired. Because it's happened when they're retired, but it doesn't happen when they're not retired.
yeah, yeah.
And especially a superstar that big. It's like LeBron James going.
Well, LeBron has done it. LeBron was there for a finals game for Chris Paul.
No, I'm saying for Kobe.
Oh, but they weren't close like that.
No, but I'm saying like he's still in the league. Kobe's still in the league. He shows up, and
No,
that
but I'm
kind of
saying
thing.
like LeBron did it this year for Chris Paul.
Yeah. The brotherhood there is like that's a known brother. I didn't know this brotherhood existed.
Oh, I see. I see what you
Like
said.
like I knew that brotherhood existed, but not this one. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. Like LeBron James and Kobe. Like,
yeah. It was
there
it
was
was
never
super
a
cool. It was really awesome to see. Um, then the Dodgers move on to the NLDS. They play the Giants,
yeah.
so we'll get to that one. But um, just like we did with the Yankees, where do the Cardinals go from here? This is where I think the Cardinals just do cosmetic stuff. You
Yeah, it's
build,
cosmetic, like every
yeah,
year.
you build on what you have. Uh,
Well,
get more
Wainwright just got a
pitching.
deal, just
Yeah,
got an extension. Yadi's retiring next year. I think they're both going to retire together.
yeah,
Uh, dude, their team is good, dude. Like I don't,
yeah. It's a good team.
I think they got to go into the bullpen. I think that's
Yeah.
their big issue right now, the bullpen.
Hmm.
And they either need some type of setup man or nice middle reliever, because their team right now is built is good. Arenado, Admin Sosa, whatever his name is,
Hmm.
Sosa, Dylan Carlson, Harrison Bader. What am I missing? There's another guy. I'm missing somebody. Of course, Yadi. Hey, Yadi, Yadi's a Yadi's a badass dude. So he was getting booed. So there's another story. Sorry from the game. So they're coming out of the bullpen. He was getting booed like crazy, like booed, booed, booed. He turns around and goes like this. He's like, "You guys."
Really?
I was like, "Oh my god, you're such a bad." And he was just walking like a badass, like just coming down, like I'm gonna beat you
Yeah.
guys. That's good. I love Yachty, dude. Yachty. Um, but I don't. I think it's just cosmetic. I think everything's fine. I don't think it's a sinking ship. I don't think it's the same way as the AL.
Yeah.
I think they'll be back. We can never count out the Cardinals nowadays. They
Yeah.
have they that's an infrastructure. You want to speak about an infrastructure? That infrastructure has been the same since Matheny was the manager, since LaRusso was the manager. It hasn't small ball. It's all small ball.
Yeah.
It's been small ball, moving the runner over, that kind of thing. I'm surprised we didn't get more out of it. I was hoping that they had more stolen bases in the game, but they didn't. That's kind of where I would have gone there. The runners they had on, they put some pressure,
Yeah.
but they didn't. Yeah, I don't think it's that crazy. We shouldn't get too intense into the Cardinals
No, I
because
think the
they'll be
Cardinals are
back. They'll be
Cardinals are
back.
fine.
They'll be back. They're gonna do some the good things in a few years.
Yeah. Um, let's talk about the division series. Let's talk about the AL first.
Yes, they are.
Let's do White Sox Houston. They're playing right now. It's 1-0. White Sox in the top of the second. How do you see this series playing out?
I think the White Sox are still.
Obviously, Houston won the first game. Just in full disclosure, by the time you hear this, um, we would know. We were gonna know the winner of game two. Obviously, right now we don't know, but so as of now, Houston's up 1-0. So how do you feel about that?
I think. I think the White Sox have the potential. I think they're too young. And like I said, they're probably a year. They're probably a year away. Um, but they do have a chance to win. If this series goes 5, they have a chance of winning it.
Okay.
If it doesn't, if it goes like I think it's gonna go, I think it's gonna be a either a 4-game set or even a sweep. And then yeah, well we're a couple years away from the White Sox.
A
And
couple of years.
yeah, I would say a couple of years. You get.
Yeah.
I think there's the pieces are still coming together. Next year they'll be like the Padres of last year, and then
I think they'll be better, but
well, it depends what they get. You know, I'm talking about the current roster right now. They'll probably go pick up some pieces in the off season. Just Houston is just at this point they it's about experience in the postseason.
They're a machine.
That's why you go out and get these pieces. You might not think they're important, but these are important. The experience, just the experience, it comes so big into play.
Yeah.
So big into play in these games, and they come to show up. Altuve's been there, Correa's been there. What's his name? Bradley. I hate the guy so much, but he hits so good. It's hard to hate the guy.
Bregman.
Whatever. That guy.
Whatever. What do you mean, whatever? You're shrugging off Bregman?
Yeah. I think I'll be more scared of Correa and Bradley than anything. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
And
then just a future. I don't think he's gonna get to Yadi Molina's level, but I think he's there. He's not as good as him. Maldonado, the pitch calling.
I love him. He's so good. When the Angels gave him away to the Astros, I was so pissed.
They signed him and then they give him back.
I was just like, why? I was so upset.
Well, because the Angels don't have. There's no goal.
The Angels are stupid. That's what the Angels are. The Angels are stupid.
There's no like. There's nowhere they want.
Like
they don't know where they want to go.
Like I hate the Yankees from a fan perspective. You know, like
yeah,
your feelings towards the Giants and stuff. But the team I hate the most in baseball, not counting like just like as a, if I put on my baseball like fan hat, like MLB fan hat, is the Angels.
They're annoying.
I hate the Angels so much because they're so stupid. They have no idea what they're doing. They have
two of the best managers,
two of the most talented players in baseball. They have a great manager. That's who I would go if I'm the Yankees. I'd throw a bunch of money at Joe Madden. Anyway, and they just what they do just makes no sense. They go out and they get more hitting. You're like, bro, you need pitching. And they're like, oh, okay, we need pitching. Okay, well, we're just going to have a draft and just draft nothing but pitchers. You're like, no, balance. We need balance. What are you doing?
We need pitching. Okay, let me go sign Anthony Rendon. We said pitching. Oh, he pitches.
Oh, my God. I hate them so much. I just can't stand them because they're just so dumb. And you know how I feel about infrastructure. I hate them. I hate them so much. Just the things they do. Anyway, but yes, I like the catcher. I like him.
Their catchers. Yeah. I would say the Astros take this series.
I agree. I think this is a 3-1. I think the White Sox get one, but I think this is a 3-1. The Astros are just too good. The Astros are too good, too experienced. None of this scares them. They are like the Dodgers, in the AL.
Yeah.
They're just too too calm. I was watching the game yesterday. Correa is too. This team,
They've been there.
yeah, it's just like the Dodgers. I was watching, and the Dodgers, it was 1-1, and you know the camera would look at the Cardinals, and the Cardinals were in. They were intense, and the camera would go to the Dodgers, and the Dodgers were just like cool.
We'll be there. We'll be there at the
And
end.
that's like the difference, and you need that.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
need that to win in October.
yeah.
Let's talk about my beloved Red Sox. Um, and my great hate for the just anything in the AL East that's not Boston.
Tampa Bay sweeps them.
I've hated Tampa Bay for a long time. I've told you since we were
Yeah,
before we had beards
youngins.
and we were young and a lot thinner.
Yeah,
And I would tell you just the team that annoys me the most is the Rays. I hate the Rays. Can't stand the Rays. They always beat us.
that's why I wore this hat.
Uh, it's like they'll play anybody and then they'll look like whatever. They'll look normal, and then they'll play the Red Sox and they become like the smartest team ever. I think the Red Sox are in trouble.
Big trouble.
I don't think we have the pitching to hang with this team. I think the hitting is going to be fine. Yesterday was just one of those games that you got hits, but you couldn't get the hit. I even tweeted that out. But I don't know. I think it's just really tough to overcome this race team without pitching.
Sweep.
And unless the Red Sox are gonna, put up 9 runs every game, which I don't see that happening against that bullpen. I think the Red Sox. I think this goes 5, but this isn't a competitive 5. I think this is like the Rays will win this series, but yeah, that's how I see this.
That's the fan though.
Yeah, the fan in me wants to believe the Red Sox can take 2. The realistic me probably believes 4. This is a 4-game set.
It's a sweep. Or let's leave it.
No,
at
I
that.
think the Red Sox can take 1.
Nah,
the Red Sox will take 1 in Fenway.
From what I've seen from the Rays this year, and seeing a couple of innings yesterday,
yeah,
you're in trouble. You're in big trouble.
What? And Chris Sale turns back the clock today. He pitches great. Red Sox win. We go to Fenway 1-1. Let's go.
Yeah. Optimistic. Sorry to break your optimism, but
let's go Sox. JD Martinez, I think will play today. That's who we were missing yesterday. JD Martinez there. Moncada just went down, by the way. He tried to make a play at foul ball down the third base line, and he slipped. Let me see.
Doesn't look good.
Ooh, it's like he got the ankle jammed up against the wall.
Oof. I hate those injuries.
See. I mean, it doesn't look that bad. He should be fine, I think. I don't know. We'll see. They're checking up on him. We'll keep you guys posted as long as we're recording the pod. But yeah, I think the Red Sox are in trouble. I think, but in retrospect, I won't have. I'll have the conversation about the Red Sox after we're eliminated. But
go burn the ship down.
Look, I'm just a realistic fan, and I think for me, Alex Cora with this team has done such an amazing job. Nobody thought we would be here.
Yeah,
nobody thought we would be here. So
you did.
I thought we were going to win 81, and then after the first 2 weeks, I was saying we're going to make the playoffs. So you're right. I believed from day one. Let's go.
That's a fun one right there.
But hopefully Chris Sale comes today and brings it, and we go back to Fenway 1-1, because that'd be very different. That'd be a very different series.
Very, very different series. I like the optimism.
That's all I have, Harry. That's all I have.
Hey, never know. I want to be surprised, and like I said, I want to go to Boston for the World Series. And I love Boston.
Let's go to the NL. Let's do the NL starts today. We
Yeah.
have an NL. We have a full day of baseball. So that's super exciting. So let's start with Milwaukee against the Braves. I think the series that is the most ignored, but I think has potential to be the one of the most fun. It's not the best. It's not the most fun one because I think the best one is the other NL series that we'll talk about. But Milwaukee against the Braves. I like Milwaukee in that series. I think Milwaukee just has they're just a better team. You can make the argument the Braves are more experienced and all of that. I just think the Braves are missing too many parts. I don't trust the Braves, to be honest with you. I just don't. To me, the Braves are the Clippers. To me, they are Belgium, the Belgium national team. They're talented, they're good, and everybody can tell me that they're gonna do this, this, and this, and this. I'm at the point in my life with the Braves. Do it then. Let me see it. Let me see you do it. Let me see you win it before I'm going to be the guy who doesn't believe in you until you win it because
Yeah.
that's what you've done. That's what you've proven. The Dodgers were in that category for a while, and then they shook that off. I don't believe in the Braves at all. I'm going Milwaukee in 4, possibly 5, because Milwaukee's inexperienced, but I like that Milwaukee team better. Adames, Yelich, Wong. I love Wong has been so good for them. And then you throw their pitching staff, which was shaky towards the end, but I think I still trust them more than I trust the Braves.
I think this is the series that you can flip a coin for.
Yeah. It's
It's
that
it's
even. It's
very
that close. I agree.
it's very, very close. I One side wants to say the Braves, one side wants to say the Brewers. I if I had to make a choice today, it's gonna go 5. It's gonna go 5.
You
If
have to make a choice today. Why do you think we're recording?
I had to make a choice today, if I had,
You have to.
if I have to make a choice, I guess I am gonna say let's hold it off for like 5 minutes.
No, what do you do? What are you talking about?
No, it's just weird to read
Pick one.
matchup.
Pick one.
Mini, 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 catch it there.
You're trying to you want to pick the Braves.
I do. I actually do.
You want to pick the Braves.
I actually
See,
do.
I know you. We're like a married couple. Yeah. I know you. I know your tendencies.
Just to go against you, I'm gonna say the Braves.
And I get it. I get it.
Like I was saying, this is a flip a coin series.
Yeah.
This one is
super close. Anything can happen.
If you think the other one's close, this one's way closer.
No. I think no. Again, I didn't say the other one was closer. I think the other one's more fun and more exciting.
No, but I'm talking to the fans. If you think this,
but this one is the most competitive one out of all of the out of the 4 division series for sure. So yeah, that one should be fun. I'm excited to see that one. By the way, Moncada is okay. He got up. He's fine. Stayed in the game.
He has been a soccer player.
Yeah.
Shout out to my soccer players.
Let's go. Let's end it with the main event. Giants, Dodgers. They've been around forever.
We need a soundboard.
Who?
We need a soundboard.
Oh, I know. We need a soundboard.
So we could have Bruce Buffer.
We got to invest one. We got to invest in one. We'll look. Anyway, we'll talk about it after.
We would have had Bruce Buffer on this one. Had a little.
It is time
for the main event of the evening.
Or Michael Buffer. Let's get ready to rumble. But this one is exciting because they've been around for a long time. They've never played each other.
They have, but not in
not in the playoffs, obviously.
No, yeah.
And this 107 win versus a 106 win, you get the NorCal, SoCal stuff. Rivalry. You get San Francisco versus LA. You get all of it. You get the who's the guy that runs the Giants that came from the Dodgers?
Oh, Farhan Sahidi.
Yeah, so you get him. it's just gonna be so much fun. It's just I'm so excited for this one.
My
I'm torn, man.
my body, my mind and my heart. Well, my mind and my heart are separated right now. Of course they are. But my mind is telling me this is gonna be a blowout.
Oh,
Not a
like
blowout, but like this
Dodgers blow up
it's not even gonna be as close as people think
for who? The Dodgers?
for the Dodgers.
Really?
Like I have a
See,
feeling.
that's the fan talking in you. That's the
No,
fan.
no,
Come on.
I don't know. It's just
Come on.
I think they played so many times, and I'm like I'm that type of person that the more reps you get against these teams, the better you get
I know,
against these
but the
teams.
other teams got in reps too.
Not really, not
What are you
really.
talking
There
about? Not
there's a
really.
we have seen no every series we played we've seen their number one and number two. They haven't seen Scherzer. They
Yeah.
seen Scherzer once. They seen Urias twice, if I'm not
Mhm.
mistaken. So I don't know. I don't
1-1
know.
Astros. Yeah.
There you go. It's happening. Uh
Um,
but my heart is saying it's gonna go five. And it's a flip a coin series.
to me, look, my mind, my brain is telling me Giants. My heart, in terms of like, not so much what I want to happen, but what I feel is going to happen based on what I've seen in the past, is Dodgers.
Yeah.
But the analytical, the just I'm looking at this from just a bird's eye view. I'm not letting the the past affect me, which would be the heart.
Mhm.
Is saying Giants. But again, I think this is such a flip a coin series.
Well,
I'm going Dodgers just because I think I've seen the Dodgers do it and I've seen the Dodgers succeed. I think the Dodgers have played in San Francisco way too many times, and vice versa. I don't think the crowd's going to affect the Giants, and I don't think the crowd's going to be. It's going to affect. I just don't. I think both teams every time the Dodgers and Giants play, regardless of where they play, it's an event and it's a
yeah.
big deal.
Mhm.
So people may be louder, maybe colder, but the atmosphere is the same.
Yeah.
So I'm going Dodgers. But I do think this. I do think this. The winner of this series is going to the World Series. I do think this is that series. I think
Oh yeah.
this is
I
like
said that before we
I think
started.
this is the NLCS. The winner of this is going to the World Series.
It happened too. It just happened too soon, dude. This should have been an NLCS,
Oh,
and
that would have
and,
imagine.
and and this is like this
Oof.
is for all the what do you call it? All those people that are thinking that they should change the playoff format and all
No, they
kinds of
shouldn't.
things.
Those people need to shut up.
No, but I'm saying that's what the people would say. It's like,
You know
oh,
what's
they
funny
wouldn't
though?
play each other
Everyone's
to.
saying that is people that don't watch baseball on a regular basis.
I like it
But
this way.
I'd be too. This is great. This is great. I like it.
I'm trying to see if Brandon Belt is gonna play.
Are you going to any of the games?
No.
Okay.
The next game I would be at would be in the World Series.
Oh,
I don't know when. I don't know where.
yeah.
I know when, but not. I don't actually not know what game, but
You'll
yeah,
be at a World Series game.
hopefully,
Yeah.
if the Dodgers are there. If not, I'll be saving my money to spring training. Um, yeah, that's what I was looking at. I don't know if you can pull it up. I wasn't able to find if Brandon Bell was going to play.
I haven't heard anything about
Well,
that.
Brandon Bell is hurt, so
Yeah, I mean, I know he's hurt. I just haven't heard if he's gonna come back.
yeah, so that's what I was looking at. I was listening to you, bro. So my heart and my mind are separated. They're kind of my heart is weird because my heart is
Brandon Belt will not play.
there you
Brandon
go.
Belt,
Out.
he's if he comes back, it's for the NLCS.
So same thing as Muncie.
Mhm. But to
Um,
him, it's a dream scenario to play in the NLCS. So
yeah,
that might mean that he's not available to possibly the World Series.
possibly.
It's a thumb injury, so those are tricky.
Those are tricky. Um, so my heart is nervous right now. My heart is
Yeah.
my mind is thinking a different way than my heart. My heart right now is nervous, dude. It's like
And you
it could
have to wait until the evening, which is the worst.
it could go any way.
Yeah.
It could go anyhow. But my like I said, my mind is you know what, Dodgers are gonna handle business. I think they've seen
Mhm.
them too many times. But that heart of mine is just like, oh my god,
Yeah.
I actually have to be stressed out for these games.
Which is good. It's the beauty
I
of
don't like
October
stress. I
baseball.
don't like stress. I want my daughter. I want my 1-year-old daughter to give me stress, not baseball. She's already
um,
stressing me out because she's starting to walk, and
yeah.
you you people out
So
there know how it goes.
that's where we're at. Just to end the pod, Trevor Bauer has made an appearance. He's back on social media. He's making videos. I'm gonna be
Mhm.
interested to see what his like his rooting interest, because I don't think he said who he's rooting for,
Mm.
and just his analysis, because I'm sure it's gonna be
What's
ridiculous.
it? I peeked in yesterday. It was
Mhm.
five. It was five guys. I was just peeking in. I didn't see who it was. I know Trevor Bauer was one of them, and they were sitting. Their leader had a camera, just people sitting there watching games, and they were talking about the game.
Yeah,
But I didn't really get too much into that.
yeah, I didn't see it, but
Um, but yeah. Oh, I just read right now that Trevor Bauer is demanding that the that the attorney from the other side to pay his attorney fees. So he has put in a motion for him to.
and I agree.
I was like,
Like, I've been Trevor Bauer's innocent from the beginning. I agree.
and this is for the recent case, it's not for the last case. The
Right,
last
right,
case I
right,
went
right,
to
right.
the. I don't know. I'm really at this point. I'm really torn with Trevor Bauer. I don't know what I want. I really don't know. I feel like a female right now. Like I don't know if I want him back.
Whoa,
I,
whoa, whoa. No, I'm just kidding. Um,
I don't know. Well, yeah, you tell him, hey, let's. What do you want for dinner? I don't know. Oh, let's go and get this.
yeah,
No, I'm like I thought you didn't know. But whatever. But yeah, I'm broken right now. I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know if I want him back. I would love him back. Like imagine that team: Scherzer, Bauer, Kershaw,
yeah,
Bueller, untouchable.
yeah. That'd be a ridiculous team. We'll see.
Unt-
Hopefully, he goes to the Red Sox.
the Yankees, most likely.
No, come on.
He was close to going to New York the last
He
time.
was. He was. That's true.
So they
Yeah,
need a power pitcher, and they're really good at the PR thing.
yeah, that's true.
A lot of people need to invest in PR because there's the Angels. The Angels are horrible at PR.
The Angels are just stupid. The Angels are horrible at everything. Um,
So you're gonna watch the fight this weekend or what?
so I'm gonna watch. Yeah, I'm gonna watch the Fury Wilder fight. Um, I
What do you
got
got? Fury
Fury. I think
8.
6. I think it's gonna be fun because Fury makes it fun, but I don't think it's gonna be that competitive.
I
Unless,
hope.
unless, unless Wilder learned how to box in his time off,
Yeah,
which,
it's highly unlikely.
yeah, I don't see that happening. But if he did, then obviously we're in for one of the best fights ever. But if he didn't, I don't see how he's gonna keep Wilder Fury off of him.
So it's gonna be Fury again. If Fury wins, it's gonna be him against the Ukrainian guy, right?
Well, no, because the Usyk is gonna fight Joshua because they have a rematch clause.
So he's gonna fight the Ukrainian after.
I think Joshua did a lot of good things. I just think Joshua didn't stick to the jab because Joshua landed good shots. Joshua
Yeah.
made Usyk uncomfortable. He just went away from the game plan. And that's the thing. One of the things about Joshua is if you hit him enough, you can get him into a fight. And Joshua, which is weird to say this about a guy who's like 6'7" and chiseled like a Greek god, you want Joshua to throw hands because he's very vulnerable when you fight him,
Yeah.
when he wants to like throw hands because it's easy to land on him and all that. But I think if he fights that fight and he's more of a boxer, I think he wins. I think he knocks out Usyk.
That's why I was surprised when he won. I was like, what?
So
Like, ooh,
Usyk and Joshua will fight again, and I think the winner of that,
I think
unless
it's
there's a
Fury.
second rematch clause for that, then sometime we're gonna get either Usyk or Fury and Joshua. Either way, we win, and maybe you do get a Usyk. Maybe the loser fights Wilder, and then you get a Wilder Joshua, Wilder Usyk, and a Fury, whatever, and then the winner of that, the two
It's
winners.
it's crazy how so many heavyweights just come out of random nowhere and
Yeah,
win
yeah,
fights. Yeah,
yeah,
don't get me wrong, Usyk was good. He's a good fighter.
yeah,
Just random, Reese, him, and you just see him come out of nowhere.
yeah.
Did you see all the other fights that I got announced?
Which ones?
Ryan Garcia, and then
Ryan Garcia and JoJo, yeah, they're fighting.
and there's another one.
That one should be interesting.
What's his name? They got announced the day before. What was his name? What's his name? That there's another fight. We'll
There's
figure it
another
out.
fight.
Yeah, there's another fight.
And then
What was
Canelo's like a month away, so that's exciting. Yeah. So this weekend, Fury Wilder playoff baseball. Football season is in full swing, so just a lot of
So are you doing your
sports.
fantasy?
I'm doing not so great, but if I win this week, I'm gonna be fine. So
I'm
I gotta
I'm
win.
one
This
in
week.
three.
I gotta, yeah, me
Terrible.
too. But if I win this week, you go to 2-3, and you just start to climb back up, so it'll be good.
It's funny because I always seem to play the guys that have big games. Like I don't know where it's like this guy has a random big game. It's like, oh my god, he's serious. Yeah. I need to hit up your fantasy guy. 1-800 fantasy is called.
Oh, 100 fantasy. Yeah,
100
hit him up.
fantasy. I gotta
Hit
hit
up
him up.
Ivan. Shout out to Ivan.
Yeah, gotta
Hit
hit
him
him
up.
up and see what's up. Because
Um,
I gotta get this thing fixed. Yeah, dude, it's gonna be a good weekend. I'm excited. I'll be trolling German after tonight's game.
Red Sox win tonight.
I,
Red Sox
and
win
we
tonight.
will see you hopefully next
Yeah,
end
we'll
of
be
next week
back.
for the NLCS, right?
We
Or
might
the
record.
LCS.
Yeah, so we'll see. It depends who gets eliminated. So we'll try to do a pod after everyone gets eliminated. So we might do 2 next week. But we'll see. We'll just see. Obviously, if anything crazy happens, we'll jump on and record an emergency pod. But
I
as
like
of
him.
now,
I like emergency costs.
we'll
I
see.
mean pods.
We'll see where we land into next week.
Yeah, we'll see.
But Harry, best of luck to you against the Giants. We
Go
have
Dodgers.
a just a lot of baseball ahead of us. So
Let's go,
best of luck
baby.
to
Let's
you,
go.
to the fans. Best of luck to the Giants and their fans. It's gonna be fun to see all the stuff. I follow a bunch of people from San Francisco on Twitter because of the 49ers, and they're Niners and Giants fans. So it's gonna be a lot of fun just to see the trolling
Oh
back and
yeah.
forth. So this is German. This for Harry. This is German. Thank you for listening to Brew Thoughts Podcast. If you're watching this on YouTube, please rate, review, subscribe at the bottom, and it definitely helps. So Harry, until next time.
Till next time. Go Dodgers.
Go Sox. Drink better coffee.